Welcome everyone to a HoI4 achievement guide. In this episode I'll show you how to get the very easy achievement Buy Beer Alone. We're gonna have to play as Germany for this achievement, and of course Iron Man mode has to be on, and wait, I might have some mods on. Okay, now I disabled the mods, and historical AI focuses don't have to be on, but I would recommend you turn them on. And now we start. Here we are as the German Reich, and we have to control Budweis, which is somewhere in Czechoslovakia, Guinness, which is somewhere in Ireland, and Tsingtao, which is right here. So that's gonna be pretty easy. So first, the military, that's gonna be more than enough to crush Ireland. Our first focus will be nothing, because we want to justify Ireland as soon as possible. Research is just the basics. These four, like usual. Build a couple civs, a couple mills, also as usual. Also take all of your navy, combine them into one task force, and just assign them like this on strike force. And we are pretty much set. So how much do we need? So we need 50 political power. Now that we have 50 political power, we're gonna justify for whatever on Ireland. And now we can do a focus. Let's do the Rhineland, why not? Doesn't really matter which focuses you do. Also prepare a naval invasion from Wilhelmshaven to somewhere in Ireland that has a port, to Dublin, like that. Also train a couple of divisions, because we will be taking the, what's it called? The city of Budweis via the, I don't know where it is, but we will gobble it up either way, either with the Sudetenland or fate of Czechoslovakia. So you could conquer Czechoslovakia, I guess, but it's just easier to do it this way. Now that the war goal is finished, we're just gonna declare war right away and activate the naval invasion, which should go ahead right then and there, because Ireland either doesn't have a navy or has a significantly weaker navy. I don't really remember which one of those is the case. But anyway, you're gonna pretty easily make landfall and just destroy Ireland. Oh, I forgot to make them aggressive, but shouldn't make much of a difference. Yep, Ireland capitulated. You can either annex them or puppet them. I'm just gonna puppet them and take all their civs and also their resources, like so. And now there is a German Ireland, and the next war goal you're gonna justify is against China. Maybe we should have done it while we were at war. I don't know how the reduction of days works, but either way you should justify on really whatever, but I'm gonna justify on Qingdao just so it becomes easier to take, even though we will have more than enough war score. And now we can't ask Japan for military access, so improve relations. Okay, so they will only grant us military access once we, along with them, declare on China. Well, whatever, but we will steamroll China either way, so it's just gonna take a bit longer for our divisions to arrive. If the UK guarantees China, which shouldn't happen, because 1, they don't have any democracy support, and 2, the world tension isn't at 25 yet, so what the hell. But I guess you should just restart probably, because taking out the UK is gonna be a bigger pain. But I guess you could steamroll the Low countries and France too. That's fine, I guess. And you could kind of easily paradrop into the UK, but if you don't want to, then just restart. China isn't supposed to be guaranteed, because world tension isn't at 25 yet, so why? The justification is finished, but we're gonna wait until Japan declares war on them. Wait, they have retracted the, or revoked, or whatever the correct term is, the guarantee, so that's gonna make it far easier. So I guess you don't have to restart. The UK just gonna not care anymore. But either way, we're gonna wait until Japan declares war on China and then just hop in with them, which should happen pretty soon. There it is, Japan declared war on China. So now we hop along with them. And now they will give us military access. And we just take all our troops. And we should request from the Japanese puppets as well. But anyway, we just take our troops, station them there, and just roll over China. Because yes, Japan does have the Marco Polo Bridge incident, but we don't. So we will be a great help along with them. So, and you can also assign your planes to your divisions. China does have planes, but it's only like 80 or so planes, so doesn't really matter. And also Japan has multiple times that much anyway, so you can if you want to, you don't have to. And also you should create an intelligence agency to make China's surrender level less. And that's pretty much all there is to say. So wait until our divisions get to Japan and just steamroll China. That's about it. You shouldn't fight in these provinces up here because the supply is just dog shit. Well, it is pretty garbage everywhere in China, but it's particularly bad up here. As you can see, it's gonna be real easy to take China, and by now you should be able to take the immense Sudetenland if you've been training up divisions, that is. Again, I don't know where Budweis is in Czechoslovakia, so you might get it with the fate of Czechoslovakia focus. I don't know, but either way, both of them you're gonna take. So really, whatever. When you do the fate of Czechoslovakia, it doesn't really matter which you pick. I'm just gonna set up Slovakia as a puppet state. And now we have the second goal, because Budweis is somewhere in Czechoslovakia. It could be in Slovakia, no idea. But Slovakia is a faction member, so the achievement says it has to be controlled by either you or by a faction member, so yeah, it's done. Now all we need is Qingdao, which is now controlled by Japan, but when we knock out China, it's gonna be controlled and owned by us. Yeah, we are officially the war leader, so now the collab government works. So now China capitulates with 18% as opposed to the 5% I think they regularly have. Also, you should modify the front line if it gets caught up in Shanxi or whatever, because you really don't want to fight in those areas, 1, and 2, it's gonna be very shit because the low supply. So as I said, don't fight up here because it's all either desert or mountains. So yeah, just don't. China is at 98%, like this. You don't even have to do 2 collab governments, as you can see one of them is only in progress. And we also took the 2 areas where you can spy. Oh, actually there are 3. But I don't think this exists by default. Whatever, we took these 2, which are the 2 places you can spy by default, and also in Beijing, but that's gonna be taken by Japan pretty quickly. So now we just wait for a few more provinces to get taken, I guess. Yep, it's already at 19% victory points. Yep, and that's it. China has capitulated. So now what you're gonna do is either take or puppet China in Qingdao, and that's it. Whatever else you do with China along with Japan doesn't matter. All you need is Qingdao. So I'm just gonna try to take some of the coastline because why not? Also Beijing, and they gave it to me. Very nice. But I also am the war leader, so I will have more points than Japan. Okay, so I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. Maybe Japan gave everything to my puppet, I don't know. But at war reps, oh, or not, just in the states. I thought that select all means that all that I will puppet, but apparently not. So like that. Also the resources, which China doesn't have in the coast, only Guangxi Click and Yunnan. Okay, so that's a finished peace deal with their ships. So confirm and exit, and what the hell happened? Okay, so there's a Reichskommissariat of China, or actually it's just a Commissariat of China, a third Guangxi Click and a Yunnan Free Empire, and Japan puppeted the rest by themselves, and Menguko took these two states, and that's it. Okay, and now the achievement is done as well, because we or a faction member controls Guinness, which is somewhere in Ireland. It's not a victory point. I checked when I first did this achievement. We control Budweis, or Slovakia controls Budweis, I don't know. And the Commissariat of China controls Qingdao. So yeah, that's a pretty easy achievement if I do say so myself, because I have like 115 achievements, some of which were pretty painful to get, particularly by merit alone, and a few others. But by beer alone was and is a pretty easy achievement. It would have been a lot harder if the UK didn't reject their guarantee, but since they did, it was pretty easy. So comment down below which achievement would you like me to make a guide on next, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye everyone!